Welcome to the Story-Eyed Podcast. My name is Brendan.
And I'm Jen. On this show, we talk about all things Williams syndrome. We're excited to share our community with you. Thanks for being here.
The podcast all morning. So I got a spam message when I opened up my email this morning. I shouldn't say it. It's not spam. This is absolutely real.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely real. So we were notified that the late Dr. Nakamura Hariyama made the WSA a beneficiary in his will, and we are going to get $15 million.
Holy Nikes.
We are, and I know, like it said in the email, it said, I know this sounds strange, but believe me, it is real and true.
What?
So we are told, and they're like, the person who wrote the email saying, well, Dr. Hariyama was, being a widely traveled man, we must have made an impact on him at some point for him to give us $15 million. So we're working through the process of making sure we get these people our bank account information.
Get on it.
And all that so that we can make sure they send us. Oh, yeah. And so we've just been having this conversation all morning to make sure that we send them. Maybe we should include our personal bank accounts to make sure in case there's anything that runs. And we should include our social security numbers to make sure. So we just got to get all that information, and then we're going to be loaded.
And then we don't have to.
Let's go.
Thank you, the late Dr. Nakamura Hariyama, who clearly, he's one of these people who did everything behind the scenes, because there's like no presence of him anywhere on Google or on the internet. So it's like, wow, this guy's really been behind the scenes and just clearly, one of those secret gajillionaires. So we're going to be loaded, y'all. I said, I'm going to get myself a diamond-crusted WSA, chain.
Get you some bling.
Yeah, I can have some bling.
Some ice on your neck.
What a great reminder to everybody to consider the WSA in their posthumous.
Yeah.
Which I would say, I would absolutely agree to that. However, we're going to be loaded now. It's real and true. It says it right there in the email. So yeah, it's been a fun Monday morning to share. We've been talking about and then
hopefully all will hopefully work out.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure Dr. The estate of Dr. Hariyama, I'm sure it exists.
Yeah.
If people would like to think about putting us in having some sort of legacy giving, to reach out to John Kent at Jon at Williams-syndrome.org. He will be happy to talk to you about legacy giving.
That man has been doing some great things, let me tell you. Yep.
We'll tell you, I know, Joel, you have your walk coming up on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I too got an email, and it was from Children's Hospital in Denver. And they, like, out of the blue, it was like, we're sponsoring the walk at $5,000. And I was like, is this a scam? And so I called them, like, instantly. I got this message, and it is a real thing. And they are starting a multidisciplinary clinic in Denver at Children's for people with Williams syndrome. And so I don't think we've ever had a walk sponsored. So it was like shocking. And I'm not at the amount. So they're going to be at our walk on Saturday, and it's really, really exciting, and we're so thankful and grateful. It's probably like a once in a lifetime thing, but it's weird because it did come as an email, and you got to vet out everything.
Yeah, you got to vet it out. That is awesome, and hopefully, if this is something that they're starting in this multidisciplinary clinic for people with Williams syndrome, well, then hopefully we'll be able to get them part of the consortium, and it's going to be easier for some people go to Denver to see some doctors, then it
I
will.
was like, do you want to be on the podcast? Like, what do you need? You're giving me
Oh,
$5,000, which is probably the most I've ever received. Like, do you need my first child? Do you
yeah.
need my dog?
Yeah, and it was like, well, do you want Stella? She has Williams syndrome, so she's
Right.
right. You can have her.
Great.
Or
Like,
or do you want Greer,
right.
so that you can have that sibling perspective?
I mean,
Mm.
there's so
Did
many
you? Yeah.
things, but yeah, it also came as an email, which made me laugh because I'm like, wait, you just, yeah.
Did they put any contingencies on it, like Luke has to shave his stash?
No. So we'll
Uh,
see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah, Hope today was real fun.
Yeah, hope it's great.
Yeah, do you guys know each other, Brendan?
We're friends on Facebook,
Okay.
but we haven't like really chatted much.
Hope is she's just involved. She loves
Yeah.
being involved.
Yes.
She volunteers at WSA camp. She's the kind of person that is, when she gets involved with something, she becomes a leader. And
Yeah.
she's a very
I
strong
can see that in her.
yeah, she's a very strong self advocate. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
it was really
yeah,
fun to have her.
fun.
Yeah.
Just perfect. And we get to talk a little bit about just like Williams syndrome as identity, right? Like that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
something that and Stella was working on a project this last week, and just all of a sudden thought about it. I was like, wow, I wonder like how she feels about Williams syndrome and if it's a part of her identity. So we were talking about it, and it was good to hear your feedback and hopes, Brendan, on that. Because I do think like I would say it's like an important part of Stella's identity, and she agreed, and it sounds like
Yeah.
you agree too. Like it
Yeah.
does create so many wonderful things.
And so many wonderful opportunities. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where I would be if like I didn't have it, life would be different and I wouldn't want it to be different because I love the way that life is, now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even my husband and I talk about that a lot. Like we went to that family weekend in Ohio over the summer, and it's like Williams syndrome. Look where Williams syndrome is taking us to
Yeah.
BFE, Ohio, and we are excited about it, right? And
Yeah.
like, who would have thought we would be in Ohio? I sure wouldn't have thought that.
Why, oh, why, Ohio?
Yep.
Um,
Just very thankful and very grateful for everything that's come my way. And,
but it's interesting. And of course, we learned that Brendan does yoga.
I do with my mom on the weekends. We have a friend that I've known for over 20 years who I met when I was a little older than her. We did music together at the community music school. And now she's grown into a yoga teacher. And we're very close. And she comes to our house, and mom and I do yoga for about an hour, and it's very calming, very soothing. Yeah. And she's awesome.
How's your flexibility?
It's there, we've had to take a break for a little while because she had to go through her own health journey for some health reasons and stuff. But we're getting back into it soon. So, I'm still pretty good, still little aches and pains here and there.
I am not flexible, Brendan. I am not at all. And so yoga is just embarrassing with me. So
Mhm.
I mean, what I think, people that know you, Jen, know that you do a lot of physical fitness. You do like some strength
Yeah.
training and etc. It's something that you put out on social media, that you and that which is awesome. So when you're doing this, is it all basically like strength training? Or is there an element of like stretching and form to make sure that you're doing it right? And does any of that, the stretching and form work, does that lend itself to some flexibility?
No, I'm genetically inflexible. Just my whole life. I've just never been flexible. So I do strength training, and yes, there's like some like warm-ups and stretching, but no, like I'm just not
Yeah.
yoga. I mean, and I did yoga for like a real stretch of time, and I did get more flexible, but it will never be of good quality.
Yeah. Yeah, again, when you are genetically part Yeti, like I am, I I just sweat a lot, and so doing yoga becomes difficult after about 20 minutes because I'm just slipping and sliding on my own sweat, which is gross. And I'm really glad I shared that to everybody out there.
No,
But
it's okay.
if you want to learn more about yoga and the breathing techniques that Brendan and Hope talk about, you can go to episode 27 with Alex Trippa. And she talks about yoga and breathing techniques. She's someone we've actually even had talk to our Adventure Seekers group.
I did hear just of this weekend. I heard of a technique. I don't remember there's a name for it, but basically you just lay down and you listen to some drums. And I was like, I think that Stella and I could do that.
Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
I'll find out more. You guys stay tuned.
Yes.
Can I just lay there and do
All righty.
what I want to do?
All right. Well, that'll do it for us. We should get to the interview with Hope.
I guess.
Yes.
The most jointed introduction ever, disjointed.
We're all over the place, but you know what? So is life.
It is.
That's because we're a bunch of crazy yahoos.
Indeed. All right.
Enjoy, everyone.
Love you both dearly.
Everyone.
Hi, I'm Morgan Jane Starkman. I am the daughter of Greg and Joanne Starkman from Inner Sense Organic Beauty, and I'm so happy to tell you something really special. The Hair Renew Scalp Hair Bath and the Hair Renew Soothing Conditioner from Inner Sense Organic Beauty. These clean, safe products help take care of your scalp and hair. They make your scalp feel calm and renewed. I love how they make me feel cared for, and I think you'll love these products too. Let's take care of our scalp and hair together. Try them today and save 15% on your first purchase with my code Morgan15 at InnerSenseBeauty.com.
Well, hi Hope, how are ya?
Hey, I'm good. How are you, Brennan?
Doing pretty good.
That's great.
So for those who may not know who you are, why don't you take a few seconds to introduce yourself and tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Hope Hansen. I am 24 years old. I will be 25 in December, which is coming up in a few months. I currently live by myself in my own 600 square foot apartment, and my parents live approximately about 30 minutes away from me. And so if I ever need them, they're like right here. And I'm the second oldest out of 7 children.
7 children. That's a lot of siblings.
Oh, yes, it is.
Yeah.
So how many brothers and like how many of each do you have?
So I've one older brother, and it goes him, me, Tate, me, Emmeline, Jet, Layla, Lindley, Violet.
Okay. Okay. So you have 2 brothers or 3
Yeah.
brothers?
I have 2 brothers and 5 sisters.
5 sisters.
Yes,
Okay. Do you like your sisters?
I love them so much.
You love them? Did you always love them?
50-50. Sometimes, since they're little, they can, get on your nerves as an older sister. And, but that's how it is with every single family. So it naturally occurs, and same with my brothers. We get in tiffs every so often, but, it just happens.
Yeah.
When you're in a big family.
Yeah. My daughter Stella's 15 and she has a younger sister and they really fight a lot. And so I'm hoping one day that turns
Yes.
into like a really tight, like sisterly love bond. And I'm just waiting. I'm like, can somebody tell me when it's going to happen? Because
Oh, yes.
I'm worried.
Completely understand. And honestly, the only sibling that I talk to, well, 2 of them, is my younger sister, Emmeline, and then my younger sister, Layla. Like, the other ones do not, we do not talk much.
Okay. Oh, well, we only have one sister. So
Oh my gosh.
So Hope Stella talks to her. Well, Hope, I read this article about you, and I think it was from a few years ago because it was when when you were in college. Are you done with college now?
Yes, I am. So I am a 2024 college graduate from the NSU River Rock Scholar Program.
Okay, cool. And for people who don't know where that is, where is that at?
So it's in Talca, Oklahoma, where I live. I actually live right down the street from the college. So I see a lot of my past friends and new friends every so often. So it's really fun.
That's
Cool.
awesome. So 2024, you graduated. Did you get like a degree in something specific, or did you like just take a lot of classes?
I took a lot of classes just because my program is non-degree seeking. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
the biggest thing that I've ever done in college was I did a lot of interviews like this and
Yeah.
like a bunch of things. And also I did 80 plus hours of nursing school. So
Oh,
that was really fun.
ah,
That's awesome.
is that what you do now? What do you do with your free time now that you're no longer in college?
So right now, I actually work Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at a nursing home. I am a activities board assistant, and I can show you the proof because I have the name tag right here.
Yeah.
And yeah, so people there really enjoy me, and they really want the best for me. My boss absolutely loves me, so
A pretty full day.
yeah, it's really fun. I love it.
That's good.
Good.
I think that that is a good, um, like, career path for a lot of our people in
Mm.
that have Williams syndrome because you guys are caretakers and you love like being social and like I especially see like in our
Yeah.
senior community that they are so in need of that. So I'm sure you are a bright light and people love to see you every day.
Oh my gosh, yes, they do. And I love the elderly people, the we call them patients at
Yeah.
work. They absolutely call me one of them my kiddos or, you're one of my grandkids, even though I'm technically not. So it's really cool.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are. They're great, great grandkids. So, Hope, how are you from Oklahoma originally?
I was born in Edmond, Oklahoma, and then we stayed in Oklahoma City, which is actually the heart of Oklahoma City. And then we recently moved over here in Talca in 2024.
In
Huh,
2024.
okay.
Okay. So when you moved, everybody moved.
Everybody moved.
Yep.
That's cool. And so you decided, like, I'm always interested the college thing. Like, I'm assuming
Mhm.
how old were you when you found out you had Williams syndrome?
So it's kind of crazy. So at 2 years old, I actually had a Chiari-1 malformation.
Oh yeah.
And so that's like where a piece of my brain, a small piece of my brain fell off. And
Mm-hmm.
the cerebellum of my neck came into my neck. And
Yep.
so they had to remove that. And then chronologically, at 5 years old, that's why I got diagnosed with Williams syndrome because sometimes they can come together and create a big mess that actually ends up being Williams syndrome. So it's really cool.
Yeah. So 5 years old, you were diagnosed with Williams syndrome.
Mhm.
Yeah, we should talk more about Chiari malformation because a lot of people with Williams also do have Chiari, which, like you were
Mhm.
saying, Hope can be like the way that I know it is that, yeah, like there's some sort of like issue in the back of your like brainstem where you usually need surgery to fix it, right? Did you have
Yeah.
surgery?
That's right. Mhm.
I have it too, so
Oh,
I get
no.
it. Yeah.
Okay, see, we can,
I never
Wow.
had surgery or anything for it.
Um,
I do have it.
Unfortunately, like the swelling of my brain became too much, and they were like, "Yeah, we need her in the operating room like right now because
Yeah.
all the symptoms I had were just going crazy and crazy." And so they're like, "Yeah, she needs surgery." And so what they did, they opened up the back of my neck from right here all the way to the top of my neck,
Mhm.
and they did so many things. They so I've had to like create more room for my brain to not keep swelling. And
Right.
so they actually had to remove like a small piece of my skull and a bunch of other things. And then after that, I was pretty much fine until 5 years old.
yeah, until 5 years old. So then how did that diagnosis look? Like, was it a sudden thing? Was it something that your parents had been seeking and that it just took that long to figure out? Or what did
Yeah.
the diagnosis journey look like?
So it was kind of crazy. A lot of people think that Chiari malformation is like the only way to get diagnosed. There's other ways, but in my case,
Yeah.
Chiari malformation was the number one thing that caused Williams syndrome, and the fact that it took like 3 more years to diagnose me, which was pretty crazy because I still had more symptoms after getting done with the Chiari malformation surgery. So it was
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, like I know the surgery like helps with some symptoms, but doesn't always like fix completely
Fully
the
correct that. Yeah.
problem.
That's
Yeah.
right. Mhm.
Yes. So most of your life you knew that you had Williams syndrome. So then you go through school. Was school easy for you? Was it challenging?
I feel like pre-K through kindergarten was the best years of my life during school because I was obviously very more carefree than I am now.
Yes.
Yeah.
High school was great, but I felt like college was a highlight.
Yeah.
So,
How did you decide to go to college? Like that's also a big thing. Like so my
mhm,
daughter's 15 and a lot of her friends with disabilities, like they're juniors and seniors and
mhm.
they're thinking about going to college. So what was it always something you wanted to do was go to college or was it something that just you ran across one day?
So honestly, my parents and I didn't know how my health would be during that
Okay.
time because it was during 2019, it was during the COVID years, and they
Oh,
were just
yeah.
like, we need to figure things out because they're like, we don't necessarily want you home, but of course, due to your health issues, we want you home.
Yeah.
And so we looked on a website called thinkcollege.net, and that has a bunch of colleges that you can look on. The Riverhawk Scholar Program was one of the main campuses for thinkcollege.net, and we toured it in 2020, and then in August I got accepted. So it was by far the best thing that we could have done.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. 20, did you graduate in 2020?
Uh-huh.
24.
I graduated college.
Oh, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So you decide to go to college, and what was that experience like? Because I know programs are different across the
Mhm.
US. Like, did you live on campus, like with other students with disabilities? Did you live by yourself? Like, how was that?
So it was pretty wild. The 2 years of college, or no, the 4 years. The first one year, I have to stay with another student in my program.
Mhm.
And to be honest with you, we had a really hard time, being friends. And of course, trying to make things work with our schedule. If either one has to shower, we have to shower first so that the other one comes together. So we had to live together for at least a year. And then the next 3 years, I decided that this wasn't working. I decided to live by myself, and that was the easiest part for me. Was just like, as much as I love my roommates,
Yeah.
I just feel like personally for me, I just need time for myself to relax and make sure that I've good energy for the rest of the day or the next day. So
Yeah, Brendan knows he's had a couple of roommate experiences, right?
Yeah, I mean, things didn't work out, but it all worked out in the end because we're still
yeah, I
friends.
was about to say
You know,
same. It definitely
yeah,
worked out in the end for me and for the roommate as well. So that was always good.
Did
yeah,
you live on campus or did you
Oh
live?
yes, I
Yeah.
did live on campus. We lived in a place called Cobb Hall. It's
Uh,
not corn on the cob, but it's named after a person whose name is Cobb, I
Okay.
guess. Isabella Cobb. There we go, Isabella Cobb. And it was just horrible rooms. Like there was just so many crazy things, and like the elevators were broken all the time.
Yeah.
And the rooms were too small for me. I didn't like the way my bed was on this side and the other person's bed was on that side. So it
yeah,
was just crazy times. But I absolutely loved living on college campus. And for 4 years of college, you always have to work on and off campus. So that was really fun too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What did you do during college? Where did you work?
So I worked at NAB Activities. I was also activities assistant over there. And then I worked at another nursing home for 3 years. And
Oh,
then I also I was a librarian cleanup person, which you have to dust and,
yeah.
Yeah.
clean stuff. And oh my gosh, that was the worst time for me because my allergies were bad with the dust. I mean, like, it was so bad.
I bet. And did I read that, were you in a sorority in college?
I was, yes, ma'am.
Did you get any like good skills from being in the sorority, did you find, or was it just like for fun and friendship?
Honestly, some of the skills I learned were just like being a good person. Like you
Mhm.
always have to be kind to the other sororities, even though you may or may not enjoy them or what they do around campus. So that was pretty crazy. So
Yeah. Yeah,
mhm.
I was also in a sorority in college. And I think the best thing I learned was from a philanthropy aspect, right? Like the um amazing experience it is to like work for nonprofits and like support our local community. And that has probably been the only thing that has carried me for the rest of
Same.
my time. I'm a little older than you, but the rest of it was very drama filled. So much drama.
Yes. I was
Yeah,
about to say, oh my gosh, there was so much drama. And honestly, I'm not that of a dramatic girl myself, but that's the other reason why I had to
Okay.
leave. There was just so much drama. And I'm like, Mom, I can't breathe in here. It's just so much of it. It's
Yeah.
just like, what the heck,
You never lived in the sorority, did you?
I did. I lived in the sorority house for 2 years,
Oh.
and my
Woo.
goodness gravy was that an experience of itself.
yeah. Yep. My niece is in a sorority too. So my
Yeah.
eldest niece is in a sorority. So I get it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. When you did, Brendan, when you did How's Your News, did you have to all live together too?
No,
No. Oh, good.
no, no,
Oh my gosh, you're a lucky
no.
duck, man. I had to live with all of them.
We traveled together, but
Yeah.
Oh,
we didn't, we would, hotels, we would have our own rooms, or I'd have to stay with some of the other castmates, or we, would rent a house or whatever and have our own rooms, and,
Yeah.
wherever
Yeah.
we were filming and stuff. So, but
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I think I see it too with Stella. It's like she likes being around people, but her downtime is really important to her, like being able to
yes,
recharge.
yep,
And
yeah.
so she's younger than you guys, but like she likes to go outside and swing. That's like, and she like listens to music and she swings, and that is definitely like very recentering for her. So I don't know if I can imagine her living with with
Oh
her.
my gosh.
It would be very stressful.
Yes,
yeah,
and it really was because some people would like wake up and shower at 6:30 and it's a public shower. Like you can hear them going on and
Yeah,
I'm just like, "Oh, I'm trying to sleep here."
I know. So now you live on your own, and you live like in an apartment or a condo.
I do. I live in a 600 square foot apartment and I live about 30 minutes away from my parents. So it's really awesome.
So do you have pets?
I don't.
No pets.
Unfortunately, I'm allergic to both pets. So cats and dogs, they get me really badly, especially cats. My goodness gravy. I am the worst when it comes to cats. Like my allergies get really bad.
Yeah, they do.
Mhm.
So how, like, do you feel like 600 square feet is like a good amount of space for you to manage, or do you wish it was bigger?
Honestly, I absolutely love it. Like, it's perfect. Like, I can cook, I can like hang out in my room whenever I want to, or especially after a stressful day at work, I can just crash on my bed and it's just the best.
Yeah, yeah. How is your cooking? Tell us about your cooking skills.
They're not the best, but I could say they're pretty good.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
I'm more
all
of like
right,
I'm more of like a takeout girl and
yeah,
more of like a frozen meal girl because that
yep,
creates less of a mess. So
yep.
That's okay. That's okay. Brendan, are you a chef?
I'm more of like a sous chef kind of guy.
Yeah.
I help my mom cook, prep work, and I like to bake more than I like to cook. So, like, especially during the holidays, I'll make like pumpkin chocolate chip cookies or chocolate gingerbread cookies for like Christmas and stuff. So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, yeah, really good
Oh,
stuff. So, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
that's some good stuff, man.
What's your community like then, Hope, like in your area? Your parents live 30 minutes away. So, like,
Mhm.
do you have friends that you've made in this area? Like, what
I
do you do
do.
for fun?
So what I mostly do for fun is I go thrift shopping. Like I do a lot of thrift shopping with a lot of my friends, and we also go out to eat to restaurants, and we love doing that. And then most of the time, I am currently writing a book, my first book, and so I've been doing that for a couple of months right now, for now. So it's really fun.
Okay. Hey, did you know that Brendan's mom is a writer?
No
Yeah.
way.
Yep. And she just re-released one of her books a couple days ago, award-winning book a couple days ago. So I'm really proud of
Wow.
her and all the work that she's done to do that. And her and I are working on some stuff together. So
Oh, I love
yeah,
that.
more to come on that soon. Yeah.
Yes. And I have a new website coming up too, so I'm excited about
Very
that.
cool.
Ooh, tell us about that. So, what is your book about?
So my book is called One in a Million.
Um,
It's basically how Williams syndrome can occur in 1 in 10,000 people, but I like to call it 1 in a million people because we're just so awesome and fun to be around. And it's also just because of how good God is. He's brought me through a lot of things I can handle by myself, and all because of Him. It's all because of Jesus I'm here. And then the website is called Playing Your Way Okay, and it's about my mom and me being interviewed about the programs that NSU has and a bunch of other programs for people with disabilities. So it's coming out in November, so I'll definitely have to send it out.
awesome.
I love
Mhm.
that. That's cool. What inspired you to write? I mean, that's kind of a segue from what you've been doing.
Yeah.
hmm just being a child of God, you never know what's going to happen. You never really know. And I just feel like since I've done so many things throughout my college and high school life that involves me being like in different cities and going to student panels, I decided that I was like, I need to write. And also, my grandparents were like, since you're so articulate with your words, you should be a writer. And that's what they told me a few years before they passed away, my grandparents. And so it's basically a chase after what my grandparents said. They're like, Hope, you should be a writer. And so I definitely want to be a writer because of them. So,
Oh,
You will be.
that's wonderful. Yeah, you made me think of a question, and I'll ask it to you and Brendan because I don't think I've ever asked it before. But
hmm.
like, do you both? I guess I would be interested to hear how you both feel about like, is Williams syndrome like an important part of your identity? I know that it's part of who you are, but like,
That's right.
is it something that you're like, this is when I think about who I am, I think about Williams syndrome as like an important part of it, or are there like a million other things that come up first before that?
No, I think for me, like it's definitely an important part of who I am. If I didn't have it, what would the podcast be? Where would the podcast be? Like, where would my position on the board for the Williamson Association be? Like, it's led me to so many different really cool opportunities. Although it does not define me, it's definitely a part of who I am.
Hey, I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. And for
Yeah.
me, it's the same what Brendan said. Brendan ripped it out of my mouth. Like, it's so true.
Yeah.
Also, it's just like, as I've become older, I'm just like, what would my life be without Williams syndrome? I feel like it would be absolutely nothing without it. And
Totally
also,
different.
since I'm a child of God, there's absolutely nothing I would do because of him. And I feel like because of him, he's allowed me to use this as a voice because a lot of people with Williams syndrome do not have a voice. They sometimes people don't allow them to have a voice because of their specific disability. And so, what my parents have done, they've allowed me to do so many things. That's another thing I want to add. My parents are the best parents I could ever ask for. They've allowed me to do some things that I wouldn't be able to do if it wasn't for them. So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear like what like growing up with parents that like it sounds like they really encouraged you to try a lot of different things and they pushed you like, into
Mhm.
college and you figured it out and obviously are thriving. Like that has probably been a big part of your journey, right? And like you said,
Yes.
so many people with disabilities may not have that same journey just because
Mhm.
the nature or severity of their disability. So being able to have that voice and share that experience, I think provides hope not only for, look, I said provides hope. That's the
Ah, there you go.
Besides me.
um, but not only for like other people with disabilities, but for parents, right?
Yeah.
Of people with disabilities as well.
hmm And my parents, Heather and Wayne, if I think about them, I'll start to cry because they are just literally the best parents. I call them my best friends because if they wouldn't push me into the woman that I am today, I feel like I would be basically what my parents have taught me when I was young is that they're my parents. And I do not want to let my parents down. I do not want to disrespect them because when I was young, I knew that they were my parents. Like, I
Yeah.
absolutely knew from day one that they were my parents. And if I ever disrespected them, like, that would not be good. And so I'm just glad that they've pushed me into the woman that I am today. And without them, I wouldn't be nothing. So they were never stern with me. They were never stern with me. They're like, even though I had to be disciplined, it was for the right reasons, but they were never stern with me. They were always kind, tenderhearted, nice, and caring about me. They would not do any harm to me at all. Like they were just the best parents ever. They weren't stern or like belittling me. They were not that type of parent. So I'm just very glad because of that.
Yeah, I love that you have that relationship with your parents and I'd be interested to hear like what you think that they like what specific things that they instilled in you. Like how did they show you that love? How did they show that you had that spark in you to do all these things? Or do you think it was a combination of them plus seem very tenacious, so I have a feeling that a lot of
Oh, thank
you-
you.
you're doing too.
It's so funny because a lot of people call me old soul, like I have a very old soul. And it's
Mhm.
like, hey, that sounds right about right. Like
Yeah.
I just love it. And my parents instilled that love in me just because like I just did not want to disrespect them because I would be in big trouble. And also just because like they wanted to teach me like how to be a good person. That's the thing that they instill me the most, how to be a good person, say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir,
Yeah.
no sir. And they taught me that from a very young age. And they also instilled me that because of all my siblings, because they also have to like be mature and like if mm, and yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And like for you, you probably did get a lot of independence just from having a lot of siblings, right? Like
Yes, I did.
a lot of people to take care of. I'd be
Mhm.
curious to know, like, because you definitely seem like you have it together, Hope.
Mhm.
Parent, I'm interested to know, like, what things do you struggle with and how do you handle those struggles?
Hmm. A lot of people don't realize it's just sometimes I deal with really hard days.
Right.
I have depression and anxiety. I also
Yeah.
have seasonal induced depression and anxiety
Right.
because when the weather changes, man, I'm either on a high or a low because it's just like when the weather changes, I feel sick whenever the weather changes. Like I get
Yeah.
headaches and nausea and just not feeling the best whenever the weather change. Um, Also, I just deal with a lot of stress sometimes just because, I don't know, some days at work can be really hard, trying to power through. If someone has a medical episode at work, you don't want to be freaking out in front of them because that'll make it worse. And
Yeah.
so that's two of the main things I struggle with. And since I'm also high maintenance, sometimes I struggle with focusing and trying to be like this way a lot of the time. So
Yeah.
You're high maintenance? How are you high maintenance?
I just feel like I just have a very like rah, rah, rah soul. So I'm just like always crazy and funny and loud and super fun to be around. So I think that's what makes me high maintenance.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that because I mean, like Stella seems to be a kind of person that when she comes into a room, and I think just in general, you guys with Williams syndrome, like this is just like you are very natural, like you are naturally like attracted, like or attract people,
Yeah,
and
like a magnet.
I have noticed this like a lot when a bunch of Williams syndrome people get together that it's hard for some of them because they like you're so used to being the center of attention, right? You might be like the only
Yes.
person in your family or in your community, and so like
Mhm.
get all the attention, and then when you don't have that, it's kind of hard.
It is
Yeah.
kind of hard. And that's the thing. A lot of people, and especially my program director, my school program director, Justin Chase, my college one, he
Mhm.
says I'm a trailblazer and I just attract and magnet so many people because of that. So
Yeah. We are social butterflies, you know.
we are. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Butterfly. I'm really interested about this, like, so you were saying you're in the working in a nursing home.
Mhm.
How do you deal with like the medical emergencies or like if there's something like that really sudden comes up? Because that is a big thing for like I know for Stella, like she cannot handle those things. Is that something that you just have like become comfortable with over time, or what do you do to manage that?
One of my roommates during college had grand mal seizures, and
Mm.
just because of that, I strive on stress. So it's just like if someone gets into a medical emergency, I'm like, here, let me help you, like type of things, and being like, if you need help, you can always call me or text me and I'll be there. So it's just like if someone has a medical emergency and I'm able to help them. It's just because I just worked with so many people, and like, especially the people in my college program have had medical episodes, and
Mm.
I was there for all of them. And so, because I've been there for all of them, I feel like I can do anything good and well under stress. So it's quite crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you deal, Brendan, with like sudden things like that? Like are you good in those moments or not good?
Well, it depends. Like I'm very adaptable to change. But
Yeah.
like that kind of change can be a bit jarring and a bit scary. So
Yeah.
it depends on
Yeah.
the situation and like how stressful it can be, you know? I mean,
Mhm.
I myself have seen people have seizures before, so I know what that's like and other things. So I don't know. It all really just depends on the situation and like how much it affects me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping that it's something that like still like, can grow into familiarity with because right now it like is a big like there was one that happened the other day, and oh, we were watching a football game and somebody got hurt on the
Yeah.
and she got really, really upset about it.
Yeah.
It was an unexpected thing, and then she was like really upset at the other team for hurting the player, and so
Oh,
it's I'm like, oh, I hope, because I think we saw like 2 days later that happened to somebody else at a football game. We're in a sports season where it's just like that's all I
Yeah.
do is kids sports. So I just happen to be seeing a lot of them, and I just hope that like yeah, she can work through that because like you said, Hope, like there's so many great things about like working, right, that are fun and add value to you. But then the other hard thing about work is that it comes with a lot of stress and
it
sometimes
does.
unexpected things you have to work through. And so I'd like her to be able to like work through that too. What kind of things like when you do feel stress bring you peace or give you calm, make you feel calm?
I always tend to listen to worship music and just also like my favorite jams, like uh, Soak Up the Sun by Sheryl Crow. That's a really good song. Like, I always love rocking out to songs like that.
Yeah.
And I also take a bath each night just to make sure that I'm fully relaxed. And it just helps me feel good taking a
Yeah.
bath just so I can chill and relax.
Yeah, that's good. I know music is a big thing for Brendan too.
Oh, very, very big thing. I also, yoga. I do yoga that,
Oh,
sometimes to just like kind of stretch
Probably,
out and just kind
probably been
of,
in my podcast for 2 years or I just tried to do yoga.
well, it helps here and there with the stress, trying to stress levels at a even keel. Obviously, music, square breathing, some meditation, just like trying to
oh yeah.
find my center and just like woosah, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, woosah.
Woosah, baby, woosah.
Woosah.
I love that. Well, as we like think about, Williams syndrome and I'm sure people are going to listen to this Hope and go, gosh, like I always think about it in the parent lens because I'm a parent, but like I think people will listen to this and say like, wow, like I hope one day my kiddo turns out as great as like Hope and Brendan. Is there anything like you would share about Williams syndrome that you think is important that we haven't touched on or anything you want to say to your friends in the Williams syndrome community?
Hello, the Boland family, Sam and Kay Boland. I love you guys. I cannot believe I've known you for almost 14 years. I've known you since forever. And another thing that I would love to say is that, like, there are some ways that you can make your health better if you eat healthy, if you keep being low on sugar and carbs, which I don't. Um, but there's just other ways that you can just manage it just to make sure that you live a long, healthy, full life.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Are there any tips that you can give, like anybody who is struggling with their Williams syndrome diagnosis, like that they go, gosh, it's so hard on me? Like, is there anything you would suggest, either of you, that you would suggest that people do?
I would say just make sure that you're doing the right things in order for you to not go in a heavy down spiral and down the rabbit hole. Like, I do not like going down the rabbit hole. It's hard to get out there, but there's other ways that you can manage it just to make sure that you don't go down there. Just to make sure, like, always keep a positive attitude because positive attitudes always outweigh the negative attitudes. So just make sure that even though it's hard, keep going, keep staying strong, and make sure that you know that people are there. They're there to help you, to help keep you straight in line. There are people there that are just there to be your friend, to be a shoulder to cry on. Just know that there are people out there and someone bigger than you that loves you way more than you can ever comprehend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, take your time to learn to accept it and to learn
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
embrace it because it's a part of you and it's okay. It doesn't define you, but it is part of who you are and
Hmm.
along those lines. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that you also touched on, Hope, is like establishing those boundaries, right? Like, and knowing what to do for yourself if you do get overwhelmed, or if you do get depressed, or if you do like have health problems, right? Like finding those boundaries and finding people to help you establish those boundaries, I think is a really important tool too. And it sounds like you've done that. Like you've set yourself up for success all the way through. Now you're thriving as an adult.
Yeah.
Are we
Healthy
going to see
boundaries
you
are
at
good.
convention?
Yes, you will.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Oh my gosh, I am so thrilled about convention. Like you have no idea.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
I
You.
wish I could spill the more beans about convention so I can be even more excited.
Ugh.
Are there more beans? I hope there are more beans that somebody can spill. That sounds like a cue for Joel.
Ah,
Joel, are there more beans you can spill for us about convention?
Nope.
Ah.
Nada. Nada, senor.
And you guys already gave me the title of the episode, so it's going to be Providing Hope with Hope Hansen.
Oh, I love
Yay.
Oh, I love that. I love you guys.
it. Yes, we love you too, Hope.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You've been listening to the Starry Eyed podcast, presented by the Williams Syndrome Association and sponsored by InnerSense Organic Beauty. The show is hosted by Jennifer Keaton and Brendan Lemieux and produced by me, Joel Listman. All music by Tommy Barbarella and Mariella Elm. Got a question for the show? Email us at podcast@williams-syndrome.org. Video version of the podcast available on the Williams Syndrome Association channel on YouTube and on the Starry Eyed podcast page on Facebook. Audio version available wherever you get your podcast delights. So like and subscribe and help spread some Williams Syndrome awareness.